Is Warzone pay to win? A question brought up by 8 Thoughts in a recent video when he was talking about the Bruen, which I literally just made a video about and how it's better than the ground every way. A link to that up here. So it's got me thinking, is Warzone pay to win? Let's talk about it. I'm Shadows Rain, and if you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you're new here and you'd like to see more, be sure you hit subscribe. Helps us out massively, and you'll be part of the A1A as well. You upload regularly and stream regularly too in both Warzone and multiplayer. So there is definitely space for discussion here, and there is evidence and points that may suggest you need to pay to win. I'll get into them. There are also points that suggest otherwise, so let's start. In Call of Duty, there are certain weapons that you can unlock without ranking up a free battle pass. Weapons that require you to do challenges that can only be done in multiplayer, which is, shock, the paid for version of the game. Now, of course you can skip this challenge by buying a blueprint. Either way, you need multiplayer or a blueprint to get to use these weapons. But, guess what? Even if you buy a blueprint, you can't change out the attachments. You're stuck with that until you unlock the full weapon. So if you want maximum customizability, you need multiplayer to unlock this weapon. This is the case for a few strong weapons in the game: Bruen, Grau, Crossbow, Kali Sticks, Rytec AMR. In Warzone they have varying levels of success, but now the Bruen has always been a beast, but people who even had multiplayer couldn't be bothered to do the challenge and unlock it. It's only now that it's gained popularity, people are all of a sudden questioning, what the F is this? Pay to win? Especially when the Grau became a challenge weapon and also became a super popular pick. You definitely are at a disadvantage if you don't have these weapons at your disposal. However, there are loads of weapons that are super strong and are really fun to use. There are also loads of weapons that are more powerful than the Bruen and the Grau too. Even the Rytec, as in more powerful than the Rytec, such as the FAL, SOCOM, HDR, when I say SOCOM, M4A1 rounds, MG34, the .41 AE rounds for the Uzi, MP5, all these are stupid strong too, and the 41 AE rounds can be unlocked in Warzone by doing the normal challenge. The Bruen holds its own among these, yes. I've always thought that the Grau was weak purely because I've always had a Bruen, which is basically better in every way. Another point I hear in not pay to win's favour is that skill-based matchmaking tends to put free-to-play players together. I disagree with this, because though really awful players will usually get paired with other awful players, or button, what you will find is that they will get put in lobbies with people with Bruens and Graus who are just as bad players, to make people want to buy those weapons. Well, say buy those weapons, but to buy multiplayer to unlock those weapons. The reverse of this is also true though. Free-to-play players can also be very, very good and be rocking with average purchasers of the game who just so happen to unlock these weapons. There is a really simple solution to all this too from the free-to-play player's perspective too. Just pick up a Bruen off the ground. Just pick a custom one up of a corpse. Of course that's not ideal, but it's a start. Warzone always has a Bruen available to pick up, and decent ones aren't too rare to find either. These factors make the question a bit harder to answer, but I'm going to just do what I do best, give my honest opinion, like the boss I am. I think Warzone isn't as obvious as pay to win. I do completely understand I've never had to play Warzone on a free-to-play basis, and that may affect my thinking. I do, however, think that Warzone is pay to have more options. You can kill someone with a Bruen and just pick it up. Other weapons are stronger, and it isn't an invincible choice like the FAL is, or an MP5. Imagine if the FAL was behind a challenge paywall, and you had to have the game to unlock a FAL. Then there would be absolute scenes. But when you actually think, how many things can you do with the Bruen? I suppose it is pay to win, considering I've won multiple games with multiple setups of a Bruen in multiple situations where I could have been beaten. Yeah. Unfortunately, Warzone right now has pay-to-win elements to it. It might not be completely pay-to-win like Clash of Clans, but I can't deny that it is a bit of a conundrum. So yeah, I have to mostly agree with 8 Thoughts on this one. Though not completely pay-to-win, it certainly has some red flags, and it definitely has pay-to-win elements. Considering there's going to be situations where your Bruen is going to best your AR, then pop the next squad who may be using a PKM at range. Yeah, it is counterable though, but you need to be prepared for it or be skilled enough to deal with it, because it can be dealt with too. So let's have a look at some non-pay-to-win classes that I've got set up which can take out a Bruen or a Grau. So we're going to go over some classes which are not pay-to-win and that you can use to dispatch these Bruen users. So the first one is the CR56 AMAX with the normal ammo. Basically, if you're going to be running this in Warzone, then you're obviously going to be wanting to use the monolithic suppressor, Merc 4 grip, 45 round mag, the 45 round mags, and the exo stock. I don't need a sight for this one, as I'm quite happy with the stock sight. And you've got plenty of recoil reduction, you've got plenty of ammo, and you have just that movement speed when you're actually walking and shooting, so it's really, really, really handy. This does do a lot of damage at really good ranges as well. Even though it did take a range nerf, it's still got decent range, so this is something that you can use. You can also shove this gun into single fire mode, and it will be really, really accurate at range. The next one that I'm going to show you is an overkill class. Now, both of these will trump the Bruen at any range. So the FAL, if it's up close or somewhat medium range, you're going to be out damaging that Bruen easily. Oops, wrong button there. You're going to be doing loads of damage to that quite easily. So this is my speed build, and I'm running the high explosive barrel on there as well. Noob Tube, surprisingly strong in Warzone. It does put them under pressure, so if they're hiding behind a wall, say you've took their armor off and they're hiding around a corner and you think they're armoring up, you can just think of it like a knight in chess. You can literally just pop it around a corner and you can do damage from a different angle which they're not expecting from. So yeah, really handy, especially if you're using someone who's using the Bruen without that 60 round mag. You'll likely find them hiding behind a rock or just behind a wall trying to reload it with their 8-second window. Use that to punish them for it. The next one is the EBR. 2 headshots with an EBR will kill anything dead. Any damage, if they've taken any damage at all, and they're not miles away, like super sniper range, you'll one-tap them to the head. So, really, really strong weapon, the EBR. You can also use the SKS in that as well. And then the next two, for closer ranges, you've got the MP5. It's an amazing weapon. We all know what it's capable of. You don't really need me to tell you that an MP5 is a good choice. And then we have got the PKM. The PKM is a really strong weapon. People underrate this actually. So I'm using the monolithic suppressor on it, extended barrel, snatch grip. That's basically the essential one on this one. And then you can sight, and then the other attachment you can also play with. So at the minute I'm running the 200 round belt, which to be honest I don't really need. So that's, yeah, I can worry about that later. But yeah, it's a really sound class, and these weapons can all quite easily deal with a Bruen and a Grau for that matter. So just bear that in mind when you're taking your fights. Thank you for watching all the way at the end. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are, so get them in the comment sections below and I'll reply. If you liked the honest opinion, make sure you hit that like button, helps out massively, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until the next one, make sure you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.